You don't need a Monday or a new month or a new year to create a reset in your life. At any moment, you can choose today begins a fresh start. All it takes is the decision to pause and to reflect and to realign with the life that you actually truly want to live. And on the day that this podcast episode comes out, it is September 1st, which means that we have 1/3 of the year left. Now you can apply the tools that I'm going to be giving you in today's episode on how to do a full-on reset at any given moment so that you can let go of whatever it is that's been weighing you down and take full ownership, full control to step into that version of you that gets the results, that feels amazing, and that actually sticks to the plan and makes the life that you deep down desire actually happen. And if you're thinking to yourself that you're just not the type of person that can change your patterns, your habits in a split second, I just want to remind you of the neuroplasticity, which the science behind it shows that we can rewire our brain and that new neural pathways are continuously created. And every time we stick to journaling, stick to our workouts, stick to our healthy nutrition, stick to the plan that we had created for ourselves, we create new neural pathways, which these habits will accelerate this rewiring because they reinforce our desired patterns. It's kind of like training a muscle. The more we train our bicep, the stronger it gets. And we have to think of developing new habits, developing these rituals that are going to long-term help us create the life that we deep down desire, help us become the version of ourselves that we deep down desire to become. The more we practice, better at it we get. And so today could be the day that you decided to go all in and make this happen. And also just a little other reminder of the dopamine and the motivation loop. When we set goals, and we then take action on those goals. And we then experience a small win, whether it's us saying something really empowering to ourselves because we stuck to the plan and we went to the workout that we didn't want to do, dopamine is released. And when dopamine is released, we feel good. And we attach that feeling of feeling good by us having shown up in that moment when we actually didn't really feel like doing it. And because the good feeling and the action combined created this good experience, this good emotion, the momentum starts going. We're going to be motivated to show up again next time because our brain slowly starts to combine the action with that good feeling on the inside. So if we just can push ourselves to set the goal, create the plan, and show up that first time, that second time, the third time, eventually the momentum is built and it gets easier and easier and easier, just like training our bicep gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I'm about to jump on a call with my September transformation challengers here today on August 31st as a little intro call for the community challenge that I am running throughout September. We run challenges every month, and September is a big month because it's back to school season. It's back to, getting into flow after a summer of potentially a lot of fun and letting go of our strict, disciplined rituals. So it's going to be a big month, and I have created a couple of reflections, goal setting tools for my community. We have a bunch of journals and they go through this goal setting guide to get really clear on all of the things within their life that they want to really level up within throughout September, both when it comes to figuring out their macros. I help them with that. I provide 7 different workout programs, depending on what your goals are, your schedule, what level you're on, and just a bunch of different things together with the recipes. And all of my different journaling challenges are chats that we're going to jump on this call right now, as well as all of the chats that we have inside of our community group. And that's why I thought in today's episode, since I already have prepared this for the September Transformation Challenge, I could walk you guys through it, at least getting a little bit of a taste of what we go through inside of the September Transformation Challenge and all the coming challenges that we have coming up for the rest of the year. And of course, if you want to join us, I'll put the link below so that you can join our community, which will give you access to all of my coming challenges forever, or you can join this upcoming challenge, whether that's September, October, November, December, whenever it is that you're listening to this podcast. But the first thing that I want you to do before you start planning and setting clear goals is to ask yourself, what do I want to leave behind from either this past month or this past entire 8 months of the year, or however long of this year has passed? What is it that you want to leave behind? in order for us to create something new, we have to let go of something old. Because if you're someone who wants to get in the best shape of your life, but you also want to snooze your alarm every morning, even though the morning is the only time that you have to work out, you have to let go of the snoozing of the alarm. It can be really sad to have to let go of certain habits that we feel serves us. There's a reason we do the things that we do in our life, and it's because to a certain level, it serves us. The snoozing of the alarm serves us in a way that maybe it makes us feel comfortable. It feels so nice to lay on the sheets, right? Maybe if you want to also get in the best shape of your life and you tend to watch Netflix at night and have your Ben & Jerry's ice cream with that potentially is something that you have to be willing to let go of in order for you to hit the macros and maybe get in bed on time instead of binge watching Netflix all night, so that you have the energy to show up for both your nutritional choices and your workouts for that coming morning. Or maybe you're someone who needs to work out at night because that's the only time you have available. Then are you willing to let go of that Netflix show at night in order for you to get in that workout or get to bed in time? Or maybe it's the snacks at work that you have to let go of. Maybe it's the negativity surrounding people in your life that your mind keeps focusing on. Maybe you're focusing so much on the relationships in your life not working in the way you want. Maybe you have to let go of, as in like completely cut out any negative thoughts about the people who are around you and only allow yourself to think positively and see how that shifts your entire energy. Or maybe you have to cut out some people who have a negative impact on you. What is it that you want to let go of? And potentially to get more clarity on what it is that you have to let go of is secondly, or starting off with setting your goal. Now, I just created a new journal. I have oh my gosh, so many journals inside of my community, but the new journal that I created, I helped the journaler set 3 major goals in their life. And you can, set any goals in regards to any area of your life. But what I focused on in this specific journal, I have so many different ways to go about doing this in my different journals. But in this journal, I wanted the journaler to set clear goals within these 3 areas: personal life; fitness, as in health, body, whatever fitness you want to focus on; and thirdly, business, career, finances, or anything that has to do with your mission in life. So those 3 areas is what I focused on in this specific journal, which is called From Hard to Flow. Basically meaning that if you're someone who has challenges happening in your life, how we can make that go from feeling really challenging and really hard to easy, to flow, to feel good. Well, yeah, just complete ease and love as you navigate the challenges and overcome them in the strongest, most powerful way that you can. So the 3 goals that you want to set yourself, I would love for you to get clear on. And you can, of course, change the areas, but what is your personal goal? You can pause this episode to write it down if you like. What is your fitness goal? And what is your mission-driven goal? What are your 3 goals within these areas? And if you need to then go back and gain complete clarity on what it is that you're willing to let go of, it could also be binge eating. A lot of us, we tend to gravitate toward eating foods if we are dealing with certain emotions that we have not been taught to deal with. What do you need to do instead? Do you need to go on a walk? Do you need to call a friend? Do you need to start therapy? Do you need to drink water? Sit with yourself in your journal and meditate? What do you need? And what are you ready to let go of for this massive reset that you're doing in your life? And if you're unsure of what your goals are, another way to gain clarity on what it is that you really want is asking yourself, if you were to be the most proud of yourself by the end of 2025, or whenever it is that you're listening to this, maybe you're listening to this in 2027, by 2027, what would be the 3 goals that if you accomplish those, even though they're wild and crazy and maybe right now it feels too far out of reach, what would they be? What would the 3 amazing things you could make happen for the remainder of this year or remainder of the season? What would those 3 things be that you would have accomplished that would make you feel so freaking excited and joyful and just feel this extreme joy and happiness and fulfillment in life from having done? Now, the 3rd thing that I want you to gain clarity on has to do with the emotions that you want to feel, because emotions drive actions more than logic does. So you can logically think that, I want abs because that's cool. But I want you to ask yourself, what emotions would my high self feel daily? that's a very different way of approaching a goal, because you can approach getting in the best shape of your life and in the back of your mind constantly be thinking like, oh, I hate that I have to eat salad. I hate that I have to work out. I hate that I have to journal so that I'm reminded of my goals every day. Ugh, this is so annoying. But what would your highest self feel? I bet your highest self would say, wow, I am so lucky that I get to eat nutrition every single day that fuels my body with the energy it needs to feel at its best, to be energized in its workouts, and to just all around be filled with this much power. I am so grateful that I can move my body when some people cannot even walk. I am so grateful that every single day I get to sit with myself and connect with myself and my goals. The fact that I have these goals that I'm working towards every day. Oh, this is amazing. I am so lucky. I'm pretty sure that's how your highest self or something like that would sound. You may think I'm a little extra, but I just think that perspective shift. And if you can remind yourself of every day how your highest self would feel, you may have a completely different personality and your highest self would never sound like what I just sounded like, but you get the point. If you every day can sit with yourself and tune in to what it is that your highest self would feel throughout the day as she goes throughout these challenges and makes the things happen that she wants to make happen, how would she feel? Or he, how would you feel? If you can connect with that every day, I promise you just the fact that that's in your subconscious mind will make you show up in that way. I don't do it daily, but I try to remind myself to do it daily. And every time I do, it makes me feel so good throughout the day. The fourth step out of 5 is I want you to set 3 to 5 non-negotiables. What are absolute non-negotiables that you are absolutely 1000% going to stick to no matter what? Is that you're going to work out 4 or 5 days a week? Is that you're not going to allow yourself to snooze the alarm one single time for this next month? Is it that you're going to set a nighttime alarm clock so that you get in bed on time? Is it that you, like we were talking about before, that you're gonna not allow yourself to think any negative thoughts about the people in your surroundings, but only focus on the good? And with that being a non-negotiable, it could be, when you become aware of the fact that you're thinking something negative, you turn the thought around. Or when you become aware that you're about to hit the snooze clock, or maybe you even did it, you get up right away because, oh my goodness, that is not something I am doing anymore. That is not the kind of person I am. That is not the self-identity I am currently creating. That is not who I am. Maybe you have a protein goal. Every day this month, I'm going to make sure to get 140 grams of protein because I'm going to build some damn muscle. Is it that you're going to not exceed a certain calorie intake? Is it that you're going to make sure to join 2 social events, hangout sessions per week because you've been tending to isolate yourself a little bit lately and you know that social life is good for you? Is it that you're not going to allow yourself to work past 5 p.m. anymore because you keep working overtime because you want to be a people pleaser, but you also know that you need to take care of yourself and do certain things that you keep procrastinating because you overperform at your work? What are your non-negotiables? Really get clear on that. And I would write it down and put it on the fridge, put it on your screensaver. I would definitely highly recommend putting on your screensaver something that motivates you towards this reset, to remind yourself of what it is that you want. Now, the 5th step that I want to share with you today is a little bit of an environmental reset. What do you actually need to make this happen? Today, do you need to plan out a grocery list so that you can go get the groceries for your meal plan? Is it that you're going to clean up your space because you've been cluttering up? Is it that you're going to delete certain apps off your phone or set a time limit so that you don't scroll on Instagram for more than 30 minutes? Are you going to get ready your habit tracker so that you have all your habits that you want to make sure that you check off every day, or your non-negotiables so that you can check it off every day? Let's say you want to drink a gallon of water every day, writing that on. So every day when you've done that, you can check it off. And again, that dopamine motivation loop will occur when every day you check the things off. You start building that momentum. The muscle gets stronger and stronger. The discipline keeps building. What do you need to really set yourself up for success for this reset? What needs to change? If you haven't listened to the podcast episode I did with Todd Herman, he gives some incredible, oh my gosh, you should read his book as well, The Alter Ego Effect, of how you can really step into becoming a new person in any area that you want to create a new self-identity. And maybe what you need for your reset, if you've listened to it, you know what I talk about. Get some sort of token so that every time when you sit down and work now because you want to create a self-identity in this reset that is a businesswoman, a badass businesswoman or man, you put on these fake glasses so that you get into the zone. What do you need in your environment to fully reset and make this thing happen? What do you need to succeed? Reflect on that, potentially brainstorm on it, and make it happen. I just want to remind us all that when we want to do anything new, resistance will show up, and it's normal. But we will not allow that resistance to hold us back from actually showing up and sticking to the plan. I have a mantra inside of my Dream Life Society community, which is the challenger community that I started off this episode speaking about, where we say, stick to the plan. Just stick to the plan. When you're about to not follow through on the promise you'd made to yourself, you stick to the plan. Oh my goodness. When you overcome that resistance, which we got to normalize it, there will be resistance. I don't always want to work out. I don't always want to eat healthy, but I do it because I like to stick to the plan. It's the best way to build confidence. It's sticking to the promises that we make to ourselves. It is something I spoke about in one of the previous episodes from last week as well. There's no better way to develop confidence than sticking to the freaking plan. So whenever your excuses start to pop up and say, oh, it's just tonight that I'm going to watch Netflix, or this morning that I'm going to snooze, it's just today that I'll skip the workout, it's just today I'm not going to stick to the nutrition that I promised myself, it's just today that I'm going to allow myself to be upset with my partner, which obviously all of those things are okay to do every now and then. But when we're trying to develop new habits, that is not the time to not commit to the promises that we've made to ourselves. And that's why also when we're making this plan, I want you to be completely honest with yourself. You know, if you're someone who says, I used to watch Netflix every single night, maybe instead you say, well, at 9 p.m., I shut off all electronic devices. That's when I shut off Netflix, when usually, let's say you kept watching till 11, 12 p.m. So you still allow yourself a little bit of Netflix, but at 9 p.m., you shut it off. Or maybe you say, you know what, on the weekends, I'm allowed to watch, or, you know, whatever is actually possible for you to stick to in this new reset. And then down the line, you can always, change it up. But for this next month, I really want you to make a plan that you know you can stick to, and then just do it. Just do it. I mean, it's all in the mind, right? It's all in the mind. If you believe it, you can do it. And the only one that's going to hold you back is you. It's the only one that's going to hold you back is you. Of course, life can get in the way, but it's the same as when, people say, oh, I travel so much, so it's not possible for me to eat healthy. Well, I've traveled so much over the past 10 years, and I'm always able to find a way. It's a matter of, are we willing to look for solutions? Are we willing to maybe meal prep? Are we willing to walk that extra mile to find that maybe healthier spot to eat at, or stop by a grocery store on the way from the airport so that we have a little bit of veggies for the fridge, or lean protein for the fridge, snacks, whatever. There's where there is a will, there's always a way. And I believe that you can do this. So I hope you found these little tips on how to do a complete reset useful, and that you go all in on this thing that you want, on this life that you want. You got one life, and I like to be extra, but I like to also motivate you. And if I can just motivate one person out there today to take action on becoming the person that they deep down want to be, then I am willing to be extra because of it. I'm so grateful that you listened. And if you want to join my September Transformation Challenge, or any of my upcoming challenges, or my community at any time, I'll put the link below for you to join us. And I can just promise you that it will not disappoint. The community, the Dream Life Society, is the most beautiful, supportive, incredible community in the world. And I'm about to jump on a call with them right now, and I'm so excited. And it will be recorded, so if you do jump in a little bit later, we will have that recording up, and there's going to be so many more calls to come. And every single day inside of our community, we chat, and I personally respond to every single one of the messages in there. So I would love to see you. I'd love to do this with you. But if you just want to go through the different tools that I provided in today's podcast episode, then I'm just so excited for you as well to just go all in and do this reset. I hope you sit down with yourself and reflect on these things today, and that you go for it, and that you have a beautiful rest of your day. And as always, remember that in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm. Bye.